Welcome to the Money and Flow podcast, where avocado toast and stocks meet. Did you know that women and women of color don't talk that much about money? And did you also know that the health and wellness community is a $600 billion business? And did you also know that women aren't in the forefront when it comes to decision making with our health and wealth? We're here to change that. This is the first podcast that focuses on wellness and money. This podcast is targeted for women and women of color, specifically in their 20s and 30s. And without further ado, your host, Eugenie George. Hey, this is Eugenie George, and welcome to the Money and Flow podcast, Season 2, Episode 1. Super excited because there's a lot going on in 2019. We're not using the word slay anymore, so that's also a positive. I'm tired of hearing that. And we're also not using the word manifest, which I'm ready for that to be in retirement as well. But anywho, in today's episode, we're going to talk about a couple of things. It's just going to be me. One, we're going to talk about setting 2019 with the intention of getting your finances right. And secondly, we're going to talk about calendar and what is next for the Money and Flow podcast. We know that in 2019, you are going to crush some of your money goals. But before we actually solve that problem, we have to go through our money mindset and flow into becoming a boss at understanding your moolah. So we often tell lies to ourselves. We lie to ourselves constantly. So this is actually completely normal because it is considered to be called a fight or flight response. Anytime we think that something's in front of us, like a cheetah, that's what it used to be, then we would flee. Or if there was someone that was trying to threaten us, we would probably speak out, which is a fight response. So it is completely normal and natural to have these. But the more complex our ideas are and the more we evolve as people, we have to understand that there are so many lies that we tell to ourselves. And there's also so many lies that our family members have told to us as well, not knowing that it's a bad thing to do or to pass down. That's why they call it mindset. The best book to read about mindset is Carol Dweck, PhD. Great speaker. There's a TED Talk as well. She talks about how you can have a fixed and a growth mindset. Don't want to get into that too much, but that is definitely a good book recommendation. But going back to the lies that we tell to ourselves, if we know that we tell ourselves constantly lies, that's what we need to get to. We need to understand that the key to our financial freedom is getting past our lies and our hangups. That's how you're going to move from saying, I'm not good with money, to saying, I'm not good with money yet, or I would like to be good with money. The same goes for any type of goal. I'm not good with health. You can be good with health. It literally is changing that mindset and understanding those lies that you tell to yourself. So how we're going to uncover your money DNA is through 4 steps. 1, understanding your money social style. 2, your habits. 3, set your money goals. And 4, your financial networking. So fortunately, you do not have to write all these notes down. If you would like to, that'd be awesome. But there is a nice little worksheet that I have attached, and it's in the show notes as well. So you can break down your money social style. You can understand your DNA as a whole so that you can move forward from that. Your money social style. The way you act at home and at your job is the same way that you behave in your life. We want to use your money social style so that you can apply it to your money habits. There's a quick quiz. You can make sure that you check into that. But what I want you to get is there are basically 4 types of money social styles. 1 is a driver. 2 is being analytical. 3 is being expressive. And D is being amicable. Now you can fall into any one of these or multiple of these, but these are, in a nutshell, your money social style. So let's break down each of these personal social styles. One is a driver. Drivers are typically goal setters and independent by nature. So there are pros to that. One, they're very direct. They love learning. They set money goals. Cons, they have trouble with slowing down. Two, analytics. They are detail-oriented people. They know all the facts. They're persistent. They set tasks for their money. So some examples could be, I use money for X. I will go to the gym X amount of days. Very persistent with that. The con is they avoid conflict. An expressive person is someone who is enthusiastic, specializes in interpersonal skills. They're very social. They love to work with ideas. They're great at goal setting with money. So they can be what you would like to say or call manifestors. They're the ones that say, hey, I'm going to start a coffee shop. I don't know how that's going to happen, but I'm going to start it. Cons, they don't like details. Fourth is someone who is amiable. So they are friendly and they love to help people. The pros, they work really well in teams. They understand that patience is a virtue with growing money. And their cons is they avoid conflict. So these are the 4 money social styles. And that is basically the TRI social styles put into a nice little money packet. Now that you roughly understand your social style, it is important to look at those social styles and understand how your social styles interact with your habits. Okay? You might be someone that is completely expressive and you don't realize that your habits are how you spend money. It's very value-based. A great book to understand your habits is The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. And he talks about how all habits go into a habit cycle. Every single thing that we do, we go through this habit cycle and we have 3 cues to make sure that we as a whole are finishing a task, completing a project, speaking to a person. The first one is a reminder. Second is routine. And third is reward. I like to tell this joke and story to any type of personal finance class. But when I was really sad around the age of 26, 27, I would get really, really emotional and I would play Drake, because y'all know how Drake has some pretty sad songs. So I would play Drake in my car and sulk, and I would wonder, why is this happening to me? What's happening? And that would kind of be my first cue to start this routine. Now, the next thing that I would do is I'll play the music and then I would say, you know what, Eugenie, you're sad. You should probably drive to Shake Shack. I would drive to Shake Shack. That would be the routine that I would do anytime I was sad. I would listen to Rolling with the Six with my woes and I would drive to Shake Shack. The next thing is I would eat an abnormal amount of hot dogs and hamburgers, specifically with the cheese fries, and at that moment I would feel happy. So that would be this crazy habit that include my sadness, that include me purchasing money, buying gas, listening to the music, going to Shake Shack, and then spending money on the feeling of being soothed, right? So that was a habit that I had. When you're looking at your money social styles and you're thinking about, okay, maybe I am spending way too much money on my Fenty makeup. Why am I doing that? What's that actual habit? That's when you look at your reminder, routine, and reward. What's that reminder? One, I'm sad. What's the routine? I'm going to drive to Shake Shack, listening to some sad Drake. What's the reward? I feel happy after that. Ooh, I'm soothed. So going through that whole habit mindset, that that is where we understand, okay, my money social styles and my money habits are 2 and 2. They're never different. Next, after the money habits, the financial habits that you have, we want you to set money goals. You know who you are. You know what you do when you're sad or when you're happy. We need to understand what could be an achievable money goal based off of your personality type, based off your social styles. For example, one of my money goals, you guys are going to laugh, but one of mine is to go to the dentist. Now, some of y'all are like, ha 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 ha. It's like, well, I've been on this entrepreneur journey for a while and I've had healthcare, but I have not had dentistry done to me in about a year and a half. So I feel like that affects me when people talk to me, when people look at me. I'm pretty sure they don't notice my teeth, but I notice it. So that is my money goal. I need to figure out how to, one, pay for dental as an entrepreneur. Two, what does that even look like? Can I find affordable dentistry work? Can I find affordable dentistry work? Why is that important to me? Y'all, I like to have beautiful teeth. I like having a nice smile. I like wearing lipstick. That's pretty much the only makeup that I use, probably from Rihanna's Fenty. And that's why I really want to focus on getting a dentist. So what is your money goal? I want you to write that down and why that's so important to you. And kind of think about what's a realistic timeline to do that. So if I want to go to the dentist, it's not realistic that I can get dental insurance right now. The reason why is I have a couple of money goals that are in place. Plus, I'm finishing up grad school. Plus, I'm finishing up the Series 65. So the first step that I'm doing is I'm going to set milestones up. Between Q1, so January, February, and March, I will at least read some pamphlet or some booklet about dental insurance. Maybe I'll find a personal finance blogger. There's going to be something that I'm going to do to get the queue in motion. Another thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to ask someone who is a dentist, hey, what do I need to do? How much is that going to cost? That nicely ties into your fourth thing, which is finding your financial BFF. So I don't want to be cheesy, but I hope y'all know that you are 5 Beyoncés away from getting what you want, okay? The funny thing is, we as women, we limit ourselves, but our personalities and our feminine mystique can attract anything that we want when it comes to our money. But here's the thing. We have all this great mystique, but we don't do this next piece, which is finding someone that is actually good at helping you. So I might be stressing out about getting a dentist and how much that's going to cost, but I could actually talk to my accountant, Erica Booth. That's a little promo drop. I could find out how can I save money on my taxes with getting a dentist. What does that even look like? If I'm actually talking to someone that is good with finances and is certified in some way, shape, or form, not our best friends, not our friends that are even in finance. Who do I need to talk to? How can I do it? Finding those financial BFFs are critical and they are essential. So there are a couple ways that you can find your BFF. One, you can Google accountant, or you can Google dental insurance specialist. Google something that will help you get to what you need. I want to be honest with you. Sometimes it takes a while for you to find your financial BFF because not everybody's intentions are good. I will tell you the reason why I haven't gone to the dentist is because the last time I went to the dentist, I had a terrible interaction with the dentist. They commented on the fact that I had cavities. They made me feel bad about not going to the dentist enough. There's all types of stuff. And it's like, hey, no diss to dentist. That's that person as a whole. But of course, I associated it with with all dentists. That's not the problem. I need to find somebody soon, quick, 911, like that type of stuff. So finding your financial BFF does take time. Sometimes it's a trial and error, but I think it is good for you to get that in motion. Every time I hear that song, I think, is this a 90s episode of Moesha? Or is this a Will Smith music video? I don't know. But that's what I feel. I feel like I'm 7 again when I hear that music. Anywho, we're going to talk about setting the intentions for 2019 with the Money and Flow podcast. Super excited. Y'all already know. I've told multiple folks that I have written a book about financial planning, specifically helping women of color. I called it Not Your Average White Guy's Money Book. We'll see. It's still a work in progress, WIP. But I wanted to make sure that I set this intention because it is something that constantly gets lost in the wellness conversation and in the financial planning conversation. Yes, there are thought leaders that are talking about diversity, but we are not looking at historical pieces to help us build a new future. We're consistently just pointing out what is wrong, all the flaws, and we're not understanding how we can access that. So for this first part of the 2019 year, we're going to still set the world with intentions. In January, the rest of January, we have a couple of phenomenal women that talk about their journey in their careers. They are a little bit ahead of us in the game when it comes to age. Most ladies are in the upper 30s to 40s. I did that on purpose because I wanted folks to see what it's going to be like in the next 5 to 10 years. I think that's really important and essential for you to understand that and to actually pull yourself out of, oh, I'm still stuck in this trap. You're not stuck in the trap. You have tons of people. People care about you. They love you. We just want to make sure that you get the proper help that you need. So January, just setting the year with intentions. February, woo, we're starting our first Black Girl Money Mysteries. Some people have been saying, what is Money Mysteries? Well, I think what we need to do is kind of uncover our financial strengths through practical strategies. I have a couple guest co-hosts. One guest co-host is Kayla. She is the founder of The Wells. Very excited to have her on board. March, we're going to have the Hermana series, part 2. Woo! All right. The next thing, I don't know if y'all heard, that was Siri. Actual series. Siri, not Hermana series. But we're going to set the intention with understanding what does the Latina money story look like? How can we uncover this? What does that look like? I have a special guest, is Shanice Barona, who is my friend. So I'm excited about that. She's in the tech industry, the tech and queer industry. She's also Afro-Latina. I'm excited because I think she's going to bring a lot to the table. Plus, she helped me with Twitter. And I never understood Twitter, but thanks to her, I get it. So I'm going to bring anybody on board who helps me with marketing. 3rd, April, that month, is going to be called Asian Boss Babes. I'll come up with something else, but Asian Boss Babes is what we got. I don't have a guest co-host yet, but there are some people that are brewing. So we're going to talk about that. I talk about this a lot in my book. People always say, oh, Asian Americans, you ladies are the highest paid race. What's your secret? There's a couple of things that we haven't really talked about. We're going to talk about them in there. We're going to talk about saving face. Oh, I'm just so excited. Next one, May. May is National Mental Health Month. So I have someone who is transitioning into the career of therapy. So we're going to have a couple of therapists, some yoga gurus on to help us understand our mental health and how that actually translates to our money. Okay. The last one in June, we have Indigenous Empowerment. Woo! let me tell you, learning about the Native American indigenous path has been beautiful, cathartic, sad, empowering, all types of feelings. I can't stress enough about people really understanding the people that originally got here. I'm really excited. I got a couple of people that I'm interviewing. I also have found a couple of financial planners that specialize in helping indigenous folks, and one financial planner who has physically gone into some of their reservations. So I'm excited about that. But that's it. Setting this year with intention. I decided to do this podcast the second week of January because the first week of January, people are really, really on the lazy side. No one really wants to talk about it. Everyone thinks they have these resolutions. I'm not here for resolutions. You're not here for resolutions. You are here for actual solutions to your life, to your health, to your wealth. Do you need to go to the dentist? Do you need to get a new foot? I don't know. We need to all set those out and not feel ashamed for where we are, where we want to go, and where we want to be. If you'd like to listen to any of the show notes or read any of the articles, they are all located in eugeniegeorge.com. I'll make sure I put that in the link. You can find us on the Twitter. You can find us on the Instagram. You can find us in multiple places. You can even find me, Eugenie George, on Pinterest. I'm out here pinning like a fiend, okay? Pin, okay? You can find me anywhere. If you have any questions when it comes to money, if you have any questions when it comes to health, big fan of both of those, let me know. I will direct you to the right person because I am a certified financial educator. I don't give investment advice yet.